ESPN Northwest Florida.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stand by. On my mark.
You survived the workday. Now survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
It is Friday, baby. We are live and local right here. You made it to the weekend. It's 4 o'clock on this beautiful day in Panama City Beach. We're so glad that you joined us today for the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. We are happy. It's the weekend. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. The Red 70s line is open and ready for your calls or your text messages. Red 70s, your spot for all things custom apparel right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget tonight, Sweet 16 coverage starting out with Duke and St. John's right here after the show. You don't want to miss it. Last night I was on my way home, and I was tuned in, and I'm telling you what, man, it was exciting. You were texting me about some of the stuff that was going on and the way that the game was going between Texas and Purdue was just fantastic. But either way, we'll talk about that in a minute. But definitely, if you're on the road, it's definitely a good time to listen. It's exciting. I love it, man. I enjoy it. So, as always, on a Friday, we got Jeffrey in the building wearing his button-up. How you doing today, Jeffrey?
I'm doing good. Good.
You excited about tonight?
Yeah, I think actually the first game is going to be really exciting. I think St. John's is actually going to hopefully be in this game, but I was wrong in one of the games last night.
Of course you were wrong. And as always, speaking of being wrong, Bone Crusher's in the building. How you doing, Bone Crusher?
All right. Hey, as soon as we get an update on Tiger Woods, we will break in.
Yeah, we will.
Break in?
Yeah, he's a Tiger Woods fan.
Yeah.
He likes Mike Tyson, likes Tiger Woods.
Not Mike Tyson.
I'm trying to start something with him already.
I'm telling you.
Get him going right out the gate.
Yeah, the disrespect you showed to Manny Pacquiao was just incredible.
I didn't say anything about Manny Pacquiao.
No, you just left him out of the list of the toughest guys.
What he didn't say speaks volumes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not what you say. Wasn't there a country song that said that? You say it best when you say nothing at all or something like that?
That was Keith Whitley.
Yeah, there you go.
Love it.
Just a great song. But, speaking of Tiger Woods, I'm wondering what's going on because it says it was a rollover in Florida.
Yeah.
And when you first came in, we were talking about it, and you were like, oh, yeah. I was like, well, is there any kind of alcoholic beverages involved, any of that going on? And you're like, no. And I said, I'm going to be fair about it. But when's the last time you rolled over a vehicle in the driveway or
there was
wherever?
A gator in the road and had to swerve.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I got
We live in Florida.
I get it.
Right? Am I right, Bone Crusher?
No, he's not right.
Come on, it's Florida, man.
This is not the
These
first
are the
time.
Florida man games.
Yeah,
every day. Doesn't matter if you're on camera or not. It's the Florida games.
Yeah. Well, and you said, he might have been on something because his son is going to Florida State.
Oh, no.
That's what you
No,
said.
you're not supposed to say that on the air.
That's what you said.
I did not actually say that. But that is funny, and I wouldn't be against saying that.
All I'm saying is your hate for the Florida teams is really not good.
No, I'm already catching enough flack.
Yeah, I know. For the
and
Gator.
I'm sure
You're the Gator hater.
When you talk to Buddy,
yeah,
he didn't say anything about me being a Gator hater.
No,
Thank God.
No, he didn't say anything. That's after the show that he says it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you look at it, though, hopefully I hope the best for Tiger. I really do. I hope there's nothing wrong. I hope it was just a, hit a curve or something in it.
Yeah.
But rolling it over it takes a lot to roll a vehicle over.
So I was watching Tiger on TV the other night.
Yeah.
And it was the indoor golf
TGL
thing.
or
It was
something
LA against Jupiter, Florida. Is that what it was? I don't even know. But anyway, then they did a close-up on him, and he's around my age, right?
I don't know.
I believe so.
He's 50.
And he's 50. He's younger than me. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to say he looks bad, but his eyes were all like, it wasn't like yell it out like Michael Jordan, but yeah, he wasn't looking good.
Okay. Well, maybe there's something going on or something. So
well, I hope the best for him.
Yeah, we'll stay updated. Obviously,
do you have a favorite golf player of all time, like Arnold Palmer or anybody?
I mean, that wasn't in my era. I mean, I like Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, that's a good one. Rory McIlroy.
No, I don't like him.
Oh, really?
No.
It's weird because
kind of rude to the media a little bit.
So, that's true. That
goes a long way with me. Okay, so obviously me being in the media, it goes a long way. There's times where I've had interactions with celebrities, and it's been great, and there's been times that I have had not so good encounters, and nothing bad. It's just sometimes I feel like we're just trying to get a story. We're just trying to let the fans know. We're trying to get an inside connection of who you really are. That's my whole purpose. I when I'm interviewing someone, I'm trying to get the inner works of who you are and let you tell your story and how you believe. And I try to get to the point to where I ask questions that only you would know about yourself and how you feel about it so that people will know. I mean, and so when that happens, sometimes, you get the pushback, it's weird because sometimes they want the cookie cut answer or questions so that they can just give the cookie cut answer and they can just keep moving because obviously it's a lot and it's a part of their job, but still.
And the media wants, I don't want to say drama, but they want headlines and they want to sell more copies, as we used to say, right? And there's certain people that get a little bit more of a pass than others. Like, I didn't have much of a problem with Allen Iverson when he went off about the whole practice.
Yeah.
We talk about practice,
Yeah.
I didn't really have that much of a problem with that. But when it was Russell Westbrook in basketball, and he looked at and gave all the attitude and everyone was like, man, this guy got an attitude problem, and I do not like him.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of and I've met guys that you would think, oh my gosh, they're the greatest person in the world, and not so much.
Oh, I know. And there's a problem with meeting your idol. Somebody was hounding after somebody at the airport the other day, and the person was like, "Oh, Stephen Baldwin, that's who it was, who's an actor, and all that," and he was like, he wouldn't have nothing of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. You want your personal space. You want times where you may be with your family or you're with your wife and kids or whatever.
But he was alone.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people just don't want to be bothered. But, whoa. Are you serious?
Tiger Woods has passed a breathalyzer, but he's refused a urinalysis. Tiger Woods will be spending about 8 hours in jail.
8 hours in jail.
So we were right.
No, we're not right.
Yeah, he's going to jail.
Yeah.
He's in jail.
Yes.
Okay, have you ever – hold on, time out.
Okay, go ahead. You were a cop. Tell me how your side is. Okay.
There's no reason for you to go to jail if you were not suspected of being in violation of something that is criminal, okay? If we're out here in the parking lot and I pull out and I hit a rock and I roll my vehicle over and the cop comes out to write the report, the tow truck comes – they're going to talk to me. They're going to ask me a series of questions. They're going to ask me things to do. They're going to investigate whether or not they believe, to their best of their knowledge, if I'm under the influence of something. Breathalyzer is one way.
That's a better word. I like the something.
The other is the blood or the urinalysis at the department. If they felt like that there was something impairing his judgment, that's why he's in jail.
Okay.
So Tiger Woods is okay, but he is in jail because here we go again. Something was off. Now, whatever it comes out to be, that's fine.
Okay, so I thought you were jumping to the conclusion it's alcohol. It could be weed. It could be anything.
Right.
We don't know.
We don't know what it is, but
Okay.
it's something, because had it
something.
not been something,
Yeah.
they would have let him go, because had I wrecked out here or you had wrecked out here, I mean, I don't know if you've already started day drinking or not. I don't. But
Not today. Tomorrow.
that's on the weekend.
Yes.
But, if I do that out there, they're going to send me home. They're going to call my wife to come get me. They're going to, you know what I mean? They're not going to take me in handcuffs to jail.
Yeah.
So obviously there was reasoning behind the police officers taking him to jail. So now we know that Tiger is here's another instance. Is this kind of stuff going to, obviously the stuff that was going on in his marriage and before that we found out about his addiction, now you've got something.
You said
like
addiction.
This. Yeah, they called it an addiction.
Really?
Yeah. So now that this is going on, is this going to start tarnishing? I mean, or is he already kind of, tarnished?
I think almost half the population has already seen that his whole image is tarnished.
Yeah.
And it's mostly women,
Right.
because of what happened in his previous marriage. And you used the word that was kind of interesting, but
But that's what they called it. So I didn't want to say the word with the addiction, but that's what they called it.
it was
So,
a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And they were all, intentional mistakes. He made a lot of bad decisions.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So, like, is with him making these bad decisions, it sounds like he made another bad decision.
Yeah.
You do feel like he's tarnished.
Yes.
Bone Crusher, do you feel like Tiger Woods' reputation, what he did on the golf course, is now tarnished by the acts outside of golf?
No, because too many athletes, too many celebrities can get away with do anything, and it doesn't tarnish their reputation whatsoever. They still going to make bank. They're still going to get movies. They're still going to get endorsements. Is he going to lose any sponsorships?
Probably. I'd say he'll lose some sponsorships, but he's already so wealthy. I mean, I think he's on the billionaire list.
Yeah.
So
Ruggs gets out of jail in August of this year.
yeah, he gets out. He's going to try to get back into the NFL.
That's a tarnished image.
That's a tarnished image, and if he makes a comeback and does good,
Yeah.
will he be able to push past that? That's the question.
Yeah.
So
and he's shown remorse for what happened from his actions.
yeah,
I mean, I always think of Michael Vick.
Yeah.
That's kind of one I always drop back on. Now, you were watching an interesting one today. It was Sharon Moore. Did
Yeah.
you want to talk about that one?
yeah. I mean, they showed the video. He did seem to be kind of not normal. Obviously having bad decisions as well, making those bad decisions.
And this is when he was doing the home intrusion of the
Yes.
girlfriend.
Yeah, and the body cam got put out today.
Yeah.
And again, that's when people are their most vulnerable. I get it. They're when they're with their
Excited.
hands behind their back, in front of the police. Me being a former police officer, there's times where when you would talk to somebody outside, and then when things would be at their worst, there's a little bit of a difference. And so we all have that ability to go either way when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, but so now that you've heard that about Tiger, getting back to Tiger, does that surprise you?
Flipping the car?
Does it surprise you that he's in jail?
That he's in jail? It does. It does surprise me.
Bone Crusher, does it surprise you?
Yeah. I was not expecting this. I didn't realize Tiger had this kind of medical addiction or problem. So it was by the way, it was a 2-vehicle accident.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It's 2 vehicle.
Can I tell y'all both? I know that this is probably going to sound really harsh, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Wow.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Usually when people leave an addiction or what you would call an addiction, they usually, go to the next one. And so
That's
I
true.
don't know. Whenever I heard about, you remember we were just talking about it before we came on the air. And again, guys, I don't want to sound very harsh and kick someone when they're down. I'm just telling you what I believe, my opinion.
Yeah.
And that is whenever I heard the vehicle was rolled over, I said, intoxicated or on some kind of drugs or on something. And unfortunately for him, that's where we are. So, I mean, hopefully he will get the help he needs, and hopefully it'll be – he's got the money. He's got the money to go anywhere in the world to see the best doctors to get the best treatment.
You can spend the most amount of money on addiction treatment, go to the most expensive places. It ain't going to work.
Well, it can work, but the control mechanism is harder for some people. People have addictive personalities, and addiction is like a thing for them. And I understand what you're saying about moving on and everything. But, I mean, I kind of stopped drinking after my dad passed away. Mm-hmm. And I really kind of just never have really gone back to that or had another replacement for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just for everyone that you do hear about, there's probably another 100 that you don't hear about, you know, where people just pretty much just don't go quitting. Or, I mean, and alcohol is different from every other thing. All addictions are different.
So when we were eating at the Lone Star Boil House and you were drinking what looked like an alcoholic beverage, that wasn't an alcoholic beverage, that was water?
Yeah, it was water. Could you imagine?
No,
Let me tell you something about it. If that was straight up vodka or rum, I'll let you know right now. I'll be doing like little bitty baby sips because I can't drink like I used to.
Yeah, but you still do.
And I used to put it down.
Yeah, but either way, let's get into. We only have about 5 minutes to go into it. You know what? Let's talk about the baseball season has started. Mm-hmm. We'll get into basketball after the break. I don't want to dive into it just yet because we're going to have to stop. But if you look, you see that the Braves are opening tonight. And, you know, to my surprise, you know, you got Ronald Acuna leading off, Drake Baldwin batting second. That was what I was surprised at. So they moved Drake Baldwin up, and they're DHing him. Which was what I was saying last year. They should have let Sean Murphy catch. Now, Sean Murphy's injured this year, starting the season. He won't be back till May or June, so we'll see how that goes. But they're letting Drake Baldwin, they're letting him DH, which is great. Ozzie Albies batting third, Matt Olson batting fourth, Austin Riley batting fifth, Eli White playing left batting sixth. Mauricio Dubon playing short, batting seventh. Jonah Helm playing catching, batting eighth. And Michael Harris, you remember the tear he went on last year for the Braves? He was really hot. They're batting him last this year. And Chris Sale is going to be the opening day pitcher for the Braves. They're going to be opening up against Bobby Witt Jr. and the Kansas City Royals, who a lot of people think is going to be really good. 2 Florida grads on that team. You know, and with India and then Jack Caglione, don't forget he plays for the Royals too. So your Gators and your Braves are going to be playing tonight. 7:15 is when they play, and so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so it's unusual for them to open up against an American League team. That's the first thing I'm a little surprised at, right?
Yeah.
After the first one that you said was a change-up, is your next surprise that Harris is at the end?
Yeah, I'm just surprised by that. Walt Weiss took over, and obviously he knows because he's been on the staff, so he knows Michael Harris can get hot. It really probably depends on spring training, how he's looked, how he's been. Yeah. He started out after the break last year. He was probably the hottest hitter on the team, not only just that team, but in the whole National League. I mean, he was on fire. He was leading the team in just about every offensive category in the second half of the season last year. So it is a shock to have him there. I was thinking maybe he would be, you know, anywhere from 5th or 6th to 4th. You know, because they don't do the batting lineups like they used to.
No, they don't.
It's not, you know, your best hitters 3rd, your cleanups 4th, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they still do it in Little League or maybe in travel ball, but they don't really do that as much. You know, you're batting, some of your guys bat 2nd. I mean,
so Riley being 5th would be the 3rd biggest surprise?
No, I think it's good. I think Olsen and Riley back to back is probably a good deal for them. So, you know, again, what we were talking about yesterday with the Braves, it's going to roll off to their pitching. They're going to have to get quality innings. Chris Sale has been fantastic, but he can't do it alone. Like last year, he can't do it alone. Last year's rotation kind of starting out again like this year's rotation outside of it not having opening day, because last year's opening day, all the starters that were for the Braves went out after the first part of the season. Yeah. So this year they're starting out bad.
May was a horrible month.
Yeah.
mid to late especially. When do you want to give your predictions about each division? Is it like a weekend to the season?
No, we'll start once basketball's over. Once it's over, then we'll go into it. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Sweet 16 games tonight, and we're going to talk about the games that happened last night. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. The chaos lives here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents March Madness.
Living up to its name, the Madness. 3, top of the key, got it.
Catch every upset, every buzzer beater, and every heart-stopping moment of the NCAA tournament.
Point quarter, he's going to take the 3, and he hit it again!
Your home for the Big Dance is right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That right there is the explanation point.
Good afternoon. This is Anna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 75, and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. A mixture of slight fog and mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze, and a temperature of 65. About the same tomorrow, around 72 with mostly sunshine, and a wind at 16 miles per hour out of the north-northeast. Partly cloudy Sunday and hot around 73. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
The bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns.
Garcia for 3, got it!
It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest?
And that might be the dagger.
The Sweet 16 resumes tonight at 6 on your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, where the listeners call the plays.
What do you like about this guy? He's all flash. He's no substance. And if there's a better opportunity, he's going to jump for it.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for college basketball, specifically the Sweet 16. Tonight, 6 o'clock, right after the show, we're going to start with Duke and St. John's, and then later on, you're going to hear Bama and Michigan. The way Westwood One does it, they go back and forth. They kind of jump around a little bit, especially the games that get close, which is pretty exciting. So if you're riding down the road, check in at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, or you can also download the app. And don't forget, when you download the app, you can smash the contest button to win an amazing Italian cuisine from Ferrucci's Ristorante, $25 gift certificate right there at that place. I'll tell you this, Ferrucci's, they say, is outstanding. You want to take your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other to a great place,
or all three.
Take it there. Yeah, that's
She'll
right.
talk about you.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe you said that.
We got to go out on the weekend
I didn't
with
say
Jeff.
and. I said or. I didn't say and your significant. I didn't say your girlfriend and your significant other. So I don't know what's going on. You're talking about day drinking. I think you have. So let's stay straight today. But either way, I'll drive you home. So, when you look at tonight's games, you got to look back at last night's games because we had some great ones. Also, don't forget, if you want to call in, text in on the Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We got to talk about the Arizona-Arkansas game. That was the game that I thought was hopefully going to be closer. It absolutely was not. Give me your take on the Arizona-Texas game, or Arizona-Arkansas game.
I don't even know what to say. 21-point win. Arizona just jumped on them early. Didn't seem like Arkansas really had the confidence to really overcome Arizona. And the funny part about it was even like 1 or 2 rounds into this tournament, I've been kind of like, is Arizona going to get there? This Duke looks good, and Florida's first round, and then Michigan looks great. My pick is for Arizona to win it all. Does this kind of like reestablishes hopefully that I have a chance?
I mean, I'm not really worried about the brackets more than I am just seeing a team that played another team that's been hot that you thought was going to be closer with a legendary coach on one end and a really I wouldn't call him.
You called him an X's and O's coach.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him an up and coming coach, but I just said that Cal had the upper hand. And when you hear Cal's, post-game conference, everything he said, he attributed it to the Florida game that they got blew out in the regular season. He said, this is just like the Florida game that just happened. He said, I knew we were going to be outmatched in the paint. And when he said that, it was almost like he said, I knew we were going to lose.
And he told his assistant coaches that before the game. And I'm like, who does that?
Yeah, he acted
you
like,
hold your cards close to the vest. You don't tell your assistant coaches you don't place that in their mind that we might be in trouble.
Yeah, and I watched Calipari because I lived in Lexington for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And going to some of the games, that whole thing, watching the games, seeing him, seeing what he does, hearing the interviews that he would do. Cal, yes, last night got a technical foul, but it was not the same Calipari. He knew. You could tell by the way he looked. He knew they were going to lose. It just looked across his face. You could see it. And, I mean, when you look at the stats, nothing really jumps out at you. Like, you could just have looked at the stat sheet and been like, okay, I can see why Arizona won, but I don't see how they won by so much because Arizona had more turnovers.
But they shot less threes, but they were percentage-wise they were good.
Yeah, they were 5 for 8 from three-point line. I mean, that's fantastic.
62.5%.
Yeah, 62.5%. And, I mean, we talked about this with Alabama. Arkansas is the second leading scoring team in the country, 5 for 23 from the three-point line. You shoot like that, and that's 21%, by the way.
Yeah.
If you shoot 21% from the three-point line, you're going to lose the game. There's no question about it. The games that we live in now, the way they play now, if you shoot 21% from the three-point line, and if you take 10 or more and shoot 21%, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, this game is going to be a high-paced game. I kept looking for Arkansas to kind of turn it up and to kind of close the gap. And it seemed like every time they would make a shot, Arizona would match. You know what the one thing about Arizona that I found very fascinating is that their bigs could really pass the ball. It was like their head was always on a swivel. They always knew what was going on, and they ran plays. A lot of the things that Arkansas does is the dribble drive, give the ball to A-Cuff, everybody kind of get out of the way. And it reminded me of those great teams that Calipari had that had, Devin Booker. He had the twins, the Harrison twins, Cat, all of those guys.
Yeah.
But they always seemed to lose when it got tight against teams that ran plays. And it's just another one of those slaps that I have against Calipari. He's great at getting talent. He's great at getting them to play. He's great at guys that know how to play one-on-one. He's great at getting you to the NBA, but he is not a great X's and O guy. He can't draw the plays up. And like I said before, had Pitino had the teams that Calipari has, I believe UK would be touching close to where UCLA is with championships, because I think he would have won about 3 or 4 at least with the same teams that UK had. So, yeah. So when you look at how Arizona played, they played disciplined basketball, even though they had more turnovers. They boxed out. They limited Arkansas to 1 shot. They rebounded the basketball. Obviously, when you look at it, Arkansas had 7 offensive rebounds to Arizona's 6, but defensive rebounds they had 24. So that let you know they were rebounding the basketball when misses. That's 24 shots that they missed that they rebounded. And obviously we saw 5 of 23 from the three-point line. There was a lot of threes that were missed.
Yeah.
So Arkansas, is that something to build on? They're going to lose Acuff. He's going to be one of the top players in the draft.
Yeah.
You think Calipari is going to do it again? We're going to keep seeing Arkansas getting the best prospects. Calipari's going to keep keeping them winning, getting them to the tournament every year, kind of like he did Kentucky. Might have an off year if he has somebody getting injured or somebody, get in trouble or whatever. But realistically, do you see Arkansas, is this going to be kind of their MO going forward? They're going to be somebody that you always talk about in the talk of the SEC and in the tournament?
Well, I have a problem because this is his 3rd year there, and his first year, you could definitely see from the beginning to the end of the season, they got better.
Yeah.
And the way that they ended that first year, I said, oh, my God, next year, Arkansas is going to be great. And then they just kind of just played in the middle.
Yeah.
And it didn't really impress me the second year. And in the 3rd year, should I just give it to Acuff? Should I just say that he's the reason why they're there? I understand they won the SEC tournament. I understand that. But it wasn't against Florida. It would have impressed me more if they had gotten revenge back on Florida, because Florida was the staple in the SEC that everybody was measuring themselves up against, and a lot of teams were failing.
Yeah.
So for me to say that the next season you're going to continue what you did, they should have done that in the second season compared to the first season that he was there. So I really can't even say, because Acuff being gone, what you got? I don't know.
Let's talk about Acuff. So he had 28 points last night. He was 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 8 of 19 from the field, 11 for 14 from free throw line.
That's not a superstar.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not buying Acuff?
Well, one bad night. In the NBA, that happens. People, even Jordan had bad halves, or even 3 quarters in a row that were bad. Okay, so tell me what you think.
I'm not impressed. I've watched him all year. I know that he's had some really good games. I know that he can play. Yes, he's going to be an NBA player. Yes, he can play the style of NBA. I just don't love him. I don't. I felt like he was absent whenever they needed him most last night. Yeah, he got the points that he needed. 28 points or whatever I said is all fine and dandy. But I just feel like he was not a superstar. You could tell that the players, yes, they gave him the ball, but it just was like he did not seem like he was a superstar. A number 1 draft pick. Like last year when I watched Cooper Flagg play, you would watch a game and it didn't matter what the game was. You knew that he was the star. You knew that he was the one. Last night there were times where 2 or 3 times down the floor, Acuff would bring the ball in, pass it off, kind of stand around, go around the other side and wait for somebody else to make a play. Now, there were times where he would take the ball down and he would score the basketball, but it seemed like that there was so much more going on. And there was a little bit of a personal challenge last night. And listening to, the commentators talking about, Burries, he was going at him. He was going at him. I think those guys had a point to prove about who was the best player on the floor. And I felt like Acuff did not stand up to the challenge. I felt like Acuff was not trying to prove to anybody that he was the best. He was just, I'm going to score my 28 and we're going to lose. I'm not going to take over this game. I feel like if you're the MVP, if you're who everybody says we are, if you're the one that's led us thus far, like you were talking about, if you're that guy, don't pass the ball like that. Your guys, obviously, you fill them out. You know, I play college basketball. You would fill them out who was hot, who was not. Now, there can be some times where somebody can heat up and they might have missed their first 2 or 3 shots. That's fine. But what I'm saying is if I'm the leader of this team, if I'm the guy that everybody looks to score the basketball, he definitely was a big letdown for me. He should have at least had 20 to 25 shots last night and make them guard you. Take it to the basket, shoot the 3. If your shot's not falling from deep, try to draw the foul. He started doing that a little bit, but not enough with urgency. It felt like he was just a relaxed player, and that might be his style, but I didn't see the intensity of, hey, give me the basketball. We've got to make a difference here. We're down 15, 16, 17 points. We've got to do something to get this ball turning our way, and he never did it. And he would score pointless baskets later on in the game.
And I thought he had the confidence. But when he played real teams, because the Sweet 16, these are real teams now.
Yeah, what do they call what Kobe had? The Mamba mentality. He didn't have that.
Killer.
He didn't have the killer.
He was a killer.
I saw him, and he just looked like he was calm. And again, I'm not trying to trash a kid. I understand he's a freshman. But I'm saying it just seemed like he was not trying to take – you take the ball and make your coach call timeout to give you a break because you're working so hard on the offensive side of the ball, you know? So either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 17's phone line. We got Big Nate on the line. Nate, how you doing today on this beautiful Friday?
You know what? Sports Blitz is always a privilege and an honor to be with you guys in the afternoons, especially on the Red 17's phone line.
Yes.
And I'm here to herald my Arizona Wildcats, keeping me alive in the bracket, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. They looked so complete last night. Everybody there can play. The bigs can pass the ball. They can score the ball. They run good plays. They do back picks. They pick for each other. You got shooters. They're not selfish players. They're unselfish for sure. And the way that they move the ball and pass the ball, and they play with an intensity and a fire that – it's probably going to bid well for their future.
Well, I was listening to the Dan Patrick show, and he said that the Arizona Wildcats now hold an NCAA record for the number of players on one team during an NCAA tournament game that scored more than 14 points. So he had, 7 scores and 14 points or more.
Right.
Which beat the record of 6. So I hate to say it, but they got 30 points on the stripe.
Yeah, they did.
So a lot of that's on Arkansas not moving their feet and getting those cheap fouls, basically.
And that's the thing. That's what I was trying to get at with Acuff. Obviously, he went to the line a pretty good bit, but it was kind of at the end of the game, kind of like what I would call garbage baskets. He did not have the intensity to say, I'm going to put this team on my shoulders and take them to the promised land. It just lacked the effort of really going after it. And, again, I'm not trying to bash the kid, but I did not see that Mamba mentality, that fire in his eyes. I saw someone out there that was just like, well, it looks like this is the end of the road for us. I'm just going to get my 28, 25, whatever, and just see what happens.
Right. Well, is he not going to play next year then?
No, he's going to be probably the first pick, if not the second pick in the draft.
Okay, so he lost all of his. There's no. Now I don't know what his history is. I don't know how long he was with the team. Was he there all 3 years?
No. He's a freshman. Yeah, he's a young guy.
So he's just a 1 year and that's it.
Yeah, one and done. Yep.
Wow. Well, see, that's why he doesn't have any kind of. There's no skin in the game. Remember we talked about skin in the game.
Yep. He just signed a new contract, a shoe deal. He's the first college kid to sign a shoe deal with Reebok, and it just came out a couple of days ago.
Well, you don't want to risk getting hurt. I understand that. But if the team's not going to be there to back you up and do what they need to do to keep you in a game, why put forth the effort and possibly get hurt?
Yeah.
Honestly. When you've got NBA teams that are dipping so that they can get higher draft, that doesn't set a very good precedent to these college kids. They're like, well, my team's just going to give up the rest of the year. Why should I have to worry about doing it now.
Yeah,
you see, it's all precedent.
Right, and that's the thing. It felt different. And again, when you listen to Calipari come back and talk about the game at the end of the press conference, he all but said they were just better than us. They looked better than us. On paper, they were better than us. In the game, they were better than us. They were bigger than us. They were stronger than us, and they were faster than us. And he just kind of conceded. He conceded.
But that doesn't sound like a coach that would get you inspired before the game to go out there and beat David against Goliath. I mean, come on, Calipari, you've done it 3 times before. Are you just tired and old? Then get out of the sport. Go do a commentary on a news channel or something.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It surprised me, but it doesn't surprise me. Me living in Lexington for those years and watching and hearing him, usually, and this is what I said about Calipari. And again, he's done it for all these years. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's one of the greats. I'm trying to build his stature up for what I'm about to say. But when Calipari does not have the best talent on the floor, he does not win the game. He doesn't.
Well, there's an opening in North Carolina, I thought, right? Ooh. Maybe he could go there.
He's not going to North Carolina. But
well, whatever. I think he needs to hang it up if he's not going to do it with the team that he had, because he has. What you're saying is the number 1 draft pick in a freshman, and that should have got you at least enough people around him to give you this run. I mean, why didn't he make the 8? It's because he just didn't inspire his kids to do better.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, again, they felt it felt like they felt they were overmatched. Obviously, again, I hate to throw that out there. But I've seen Coach Calipari
But if you play like that, then you got nothing else to go on, Paul.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I mean, if you don't have the body language, you can tell body language.
Yeah.
See, I was a competitive kid. I would go out there, even if we were losing by 30, and I would put bodies on people. And they were like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Well, you want to play? Let's play." I mean, if they cleared the bench, I'm not here for a reason.
Yeah, well, the great Sylvester Stallone said this, and it was in Rocky, the one where he was fighting Tommy Morrison in the street fight. And he just kept
Rocky
getting
V.
Okay, so Rocky V. So he kept getting his bell rang, and he just kept hitting him and kept hitting him, and they was like, "Rock, that's enough, that's enough." His famous line said, "Hey, yo, Tommy, I didn't hear no bell."
Right.
So last night, they heard the bell. They were ready to close it up.
Yeah, for whom the bell tolls, baby. I'm telling you, if you're going to do that path, you might as well just hang it up and just give it to him.
Yeah, he's going to try it again next year. He'll be back, though. Calipari always recruits well. He'll be back. He'll have more kids. He'll have more draft picks. And, they'll make it to the Final Four one day. Just guarantee it.
Well,
Calipari will be back.
I think they got one of the coolest logos. I've always liked the Razorback logo. So
the pig?
That's why I picked them to get to where they were.
Yeah, but they're a hog.
The pig?
I'm a hog. I'm a lineman. Come on, man.
Hank Williams Jr. sung a song about that. You can put him in the ground.
So, our memories, we remember certain things, right? And I think it was a travesty for this team to have a 4 seed and play Arizona. It was just a bad catch. If they were a 3 seed, because they won the SEC tournament, let's be honest, could they have beaten Houston? Could they beat UConn's another 2 seed, Iowa State, or Purdue? I think those would have been great matchups for Arkansas. This is just a bad matchup for Arkansas.
Yeah.
Right. It just sometimes the cookie crumbles the wrong side of the map.
Yep, that's exactly right. Cal made too many people mad, and when he was at UK, they always got the bad deal, so he's carried it on to Arkansas. Nate, we bumped up against the break, my friend.
All right,
Thank you so
have
much,
a great
man.
Weekend.
You too, buddy. Be safe. When we come back, we'll talk more about last night's games. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. This just in. Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfurt Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
The bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns. It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest?
And that might be the dagger.
The Sweet 16 resumes tonight at 6 on your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. He once ate an entire birthday cake before he realized there was a stripper inside. LSU Jeff.
It's Officer Nasty.
Is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for college basketball right here in the Panhandle. We are pumped up tonight. We've got Duke and St. John's right here, right after the show. Soon as the clock hits 6 o'clock, baby, it is going to be live and tip-off is happening. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. The Red 7T's phone line is your spot for all things custom apparel. And don't forget, Bama, Michigan, Michigan State, and all the others. Sure enough, I'm excited. Jeff's excited. Bone Crusher's excited. And now we got Brian on the line from the Lone Star Boil House. Brian, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm a little tired. I would have been better if Texas would have pulled that out last night. Would have helped me make it through, but, yeah, man, I'm all right.
Hey, you know what? I watched the whole game. I was pulling for them. I mean, how in the world, man, can that happen? A little small tip. My question is in the old games, the old way, that would have been over the back. That would have been a foul. The tip in, when you lean over somebody else's back, you put your offhand on their back and you tip the ball in, that's over the back. I don't care. The foul is called over the back. If that's not over the back, they should never call over the back again in the history of basketball.
100%. Man, that ripped my soul out.
Well, they were so close. Let me ask you this, Brian. We've been talking a lot about it. With Texas having such the deep pockets, I've been arguing with people all week long, and there's nobody will agree with me. Can you agree with me that Texas was the Cinderella of the bracket.
No, 100%. 100%. The basketball program's the one program out of all sports, men's and women's, that has never really been much of anything. They have not really invested a lot into that program. They don't hit the transfer portal and bring in all these big names. All these guys were from Florida Atlantic, Oregon State. They haven't spent a lot of money. Now, they will no longer be a Cinderella. I guarantee you they're about to dump some money into that basketball program after making that run this year.
Well, and you saw the excitement and what could happen when you really get going. Let me ask you this. I read a quote today from Jordan Pope. It said, 5 minutes left against Gonzaga, I broke my foot. A complete break. It was definitely tough. Thankfully, I was able to go out there and play. How crazy is it that one of your players was out there playing and being competitive with an actual broken foot?
Yes, he was. I mean, he was a key part of that game, and while they were in it too, that's just, it's nuts that he was able to do that. I give him all the credit. I love guys like that, though. I mean, you got Darren Peterson at Kansas. He's got a cough and he's sitting out for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He's playing on a broke foot.
Yeah, and it was actually a broken foot, and I'm just like, I'm surprised. Then you had the other guy that had the hamstring or the ankle injury. That was the other problem that they had. So they had injuries, but they were all playing up. And, I mean, when you look at it, Mark, if Mark – he was the best player on the floor by far.
Yeah. Purdue started, I mean, anytime he touched the ball, he got double teamed at the back half of that game, though. I mean, after he scored 29 points, they did whatever they could to stop him at that point in time. But man, he was by far the best player. He couldn't miss anything at the beginning of the game.
And it wouldn't matter if they put their hand in his face. Like you said, it didn't matter if they were double teaming him. He was scoring the basketball.
He would take a step to the side, take a step just back, just enough to get just to be able to get the ball off, just enough. He didn't have to have much room.
He was 11 for 15 from the field. He was 5 of 7 from three-point line. And like I said, you know, and that's what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about Arizona and Arkansas. Everybody's talking about Acuff being the best player in the country. If you watched Mark play, Acuff needs to take some pointers from Mark and have the intensity to keep it going and to go out there and shoot the ball and go. You know, obviously, Mark was trying to play uphill battle against a team that was ranked, you know, had a number 2 seed. And with that being said, those guys just acted like they felt like they belonged.
Yep, they did. Hats off to them, though. It was a heck of a run, man.
Are you very happy with Sean Miller? Are you hoping that you know
he is about to build a monster program there? I promise you.
He was at Arizona and did really good. I mean, he had the problems that went on, but hopefully they've and let's just say it because I don't know if you heard or not, but Tiger Woods is in jail from rolling his vehicle. But Steve Sarkisian had some trouble, and now they got him back. And then you got Sean Miller. He had some trouble. Now he's back. So, Texas taking these guys, giving these second chances. Yep. And so you're very happy with Sean Miller. You don't think he's going to North Carolina, do you?
No. Why would you want to? No. North Carolina doesn't. I don't know. North Carolina, I don't know if they'll ever be what North Carolina used to be. Again, he's not going there. I haven't even really seen his name mentioned for that.
Yeah, I saw his name. He was at the bottom of the list, but I figured I'd jab a little bit at you.
Okay.
Hey, give us your what's going on this weekend over at the Lone Star Boyle House.
So we got a Bama watch party, obviously, tonight, and then we'll have Tennessee on the Jumbotron tonight, and the other games will be on the main TVs inside. And then basketball, SEC baseball on all the TVs, and crawfish, and more crawfish.
Are you going to have any kind of drink specials? And if the people don't necessarily want the crawfish, do you have any of the other stuff you're going to be fixing up?
Yeah, we got king crab, snow crab, which that's what we're getting killed on right now with spring breakers. They're coming in here eating crab and shrimp like they got mommy and daddy's credit cards. So
that's good.
Yeah.
What about the barbecue? Is the barbecue going to be there too?
Barbecue's still here. It's still here. Yeah. Yeah. Still here.
Well, that's Jeffrey's favorite. He always talks about your barbecue. So, but I do know that I was on a podcast today, and one of the guys was like, "We've been hearing all about this Lone Star Bull House." And they talked a lot about it, and so you're gaining popularity in the Panhandle, and you guys deserve it. Y'all do a great job over there, and I appreciate you dedicating tonight's the Bama watch party. Brian, you've always been my favorite, so I'm very thankful that you're doing that for Alabama. Do you think they got a chance?
So I have to.
That's right. Do you think they got a chance, though?
No. No.
Oh, no. It's all in name.
No, Michigan wins by 15.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're too strong.
Yeah.
Michigan's good.
Well, I will let you know that we have been looking over the brackets. We have been giving the numbers. And just so you know, you are, my friend, in first place right now with your bracket. Obviously, you will not win your own grand prize, but you are in first place. You can walk around with your chest bowed out unless some upsets happen here very soon.
Yep. I'm also in first place at the other Lone Star bracket that we have with all of our customers here, too. So they're not too thrilled with that. I already won fantasy football league this year too, so they're going to ban me from playing in my own things.
Oh wow! So you're basically what you're saying is that song that says all I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, Brian, we're bumped up against the break, man. You guys make sure you boil it all up and you keep it going over there.
Yeah, man. I'll see y'all later.
All right, thank you so much.
I'll be back in there next Thursday.
Okay, sounds good. Brian Austin, Stone Cold Brian Austin with the Lone Star Boil House right over there on 5th Street and Beach Drive. It's an awesome place. Make sure you go over there, check them out. If you're here visiting from spring break, they've got all kinds of food, all kinds of drinks. They got the largest Jumbotron TV in Panama City, and tonight's games will be on there. It's going to be a fun time. Jeffrey and I both have been over there. We had our live show from there. So go visit those guys over at Lone Star Bull House. Did you want to say something before the break?
Vodka lemonade.
To the guy that says I don't even drink anymore.
Well,
so order the Jeff and Paul while you're there at Lone Star Bull House.
The Jeff and Paul is the lemonade and Tito's vodka. Is that what it is?
Yes, Tito's, because that's from Texas.
There you go. So that kind of sums it up. Unfortunately for the Texas Longhorns, the end of the road has happened. Yeah. But I tell you this, I will agree with him. Sean Miller, given with the right money, you know how everything's bigger in Texas. You know how they'll be able to get recruits. Are we talking about building a powerhouse over there like he's talking?
No.
No? Why not?
No.
Tell me why.
Because they shot 53% from free throw line, and the team that they're playing against only shot 20% from the three-point range.
It doesn't matter about free throws. I'm talking about, are they going to be able to get people to come play there?
No, this is
stars.
Purdue. Okay, I understand. Purdue's a top 8 team, but you can't let things like that happen and just let it just slip out of your fingers. You had it. It was right there, and you couldn't do it.
They were an 11 seed.
And you were getting good calls.
They were an 11 seed.
And that's where me and you will disagree.
Yeah, they were an 11 seed. When we come back, we'll talk more about the tournament. We'll talk about this specifically because me and you need to fight. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
It's time to nitpick the number one pick. At no time during the season, late in the season when they were both playing good teams, nobody thought Ty Simpson is better than Fernando Mendoza. What we thought is, what the hell happened to this guy?
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday evening. As we head into tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 65 with a gentle breeze out of the west-northwest around 9 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, sunshine and a temp near 71. In the afternoon and evening, a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Partly sunny and a high around 76. For Sunday, some clouds and a high of 72. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ready to dance? Right now on Hard Rock Bet, new customers get paid double winnings on your first 10 bets. And we'll keep you dancing all tourney with 2 profit boosts for every day of hoops. That's right. All customers can get a parlay profit boost and a live bet profit boost from now till they cut down the nets. Double winnings, daily dancing boosts, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
WGSX Lynn WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns. It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest? The Sweet 16 resumes tonight at 6 on your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, this is Wendell Carter Jr. of the Orlando Magic. And for big reactions on the Gulf Coast, it's the Sports Blitz with my boy, Paul Wilson, on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you very much.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, the hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the top. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
It's 5 o'clock, and you're tuned in to the show that's hotter than wasabi. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Sweet 16. Starting tonight at 6 o'clock, you got Duke and St. John's, and then you got Bama and Michigan right here at 104.3 ESPN. If you want to, you can call in or text in on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. I'm reading some of the Red 7Ts phone line. And, Jeffrey, I know you've kind of talked bad about Texas going into the break. Don't forget, Kevin Durant went to Texas. That's what one of the listeners said. What do you think about that? They're going to get him to come back, and they're going to start recruiting, and they're going to build a powerhouse over there in Texas. And the next thing you know is you're going to be mad and sad and disappointed because they're going to be the new Notre Dame of the group, because I don't know if they're going to win a national title or not. What do you think?
I don't think he's connected to Texas enough.
Really?
Yeah, because he's not from there. He's from Maryland.
But you know,
like LSU guys, when they grow up in Louisiana, they go there and everything. They feel like they're more connected. That's why so many players want to end their NFL career back at the Saints, because they just want to retire back at home.
Let me ask you this: if I was to ask you the question of where every player that's playing in the Sweet 16 right now, what state has the most players that's playing on the Sweet 16?
In this, out of all the teams?
Yeah, in the Sweet 16.
Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, there's only like 1 or 2 players starting that are from Kentucky. It's really kind of disappointing. I know North Carolina has a lot. Illinois has a lot. If I had to guess which state?
That they're from.
Yeah. It's tough.
It shouldn't be tough.
I'm going to say it shouldn't be tough, but it is.
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to go North Carolina.
North Carolina is they've only got 5 players that's actually from the state of North Carolina.
And in Illinois?
And then Illinois has only got 9 out of all
Only
those.
9?
Only 9.
That's a lot.
Well, leading the way is California with 21.
Wow.
Texas is second with 16.
Wow.
Or I'm sorry, Texas is third with 16. Florida is number 18. They've got 18 players from the state of Florida on the Sweet 16. Kentucky has 0 players from the state of Kentucky that's playing. Alabama's got 1. Mississippi's got 2. Louisiana's got 2.
Wow.
Georgia's got 6.
That's not
New
starting
York
then.
has 9.
That's not starting then. That's all the players.
Missouri has 14.
So let me tell you about the Iowa Hawkeyes. 4 of their starters are from Missouri. They might as well be the Missouri Hawkeyes.
Yeah, and then you got Indiana at 12. Virginia's at 6. New Hampshire's at 7.
Okay.
Maine is at 6. So, I mean, when you look at it, it's kind of Arizona's got 4. Oklahoma's got 1. Arkansas's got 1. Most shocking to me, though, is Missouri's got 14.
Yeah.
So it's just a crazy thing.
Well, 4 of them on the Hawkeyes starting.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are reserves too.
Yeah,
so.
It's everybody, but still.
So
they're on the team.
You know who Michael Wilbon is?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was talking today about the NBA has been taken over by a lot of white Europeans, right? And people from other countries, correct? And now he says college basketball is being taken over by it. And I'll tell you right now, Florida and Arizona, who are both 1 seeds, 7 people from abroad. And I was complaining earlier in the season that Texas had 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shocker is, I'm trying to remember who the other one was. Houston, I think they had like 3 or 4. Duke had 1. 1 player from abroad. They don't have to go abroad to get all their players.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 7T's phone line. We got 2 callers on the line. We're going to go with Robert first on line 1. Robert, how you doing today, my friend?
Outstanding, Mr. Paul. How about yourself?
We're doing great, buddy.
Is Tennessee the lowest seed now in the Sweet 16?
No, Iowa is.
Iowa beat Nebraska by what, 2?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think if I don't, Texas ain't ever done that since Barnes was there, and it was Durant. They couldn't win a national championship with him, and I can't think of the other guy's name that played with him, but he couldn't win a national championship then. Texas is not, Texas I think really kind of screwed themselves. They come into the SEC, and the SEC's it's just night in and night out you're playing top caliber teams. Who would have thought Vanderbilt would have won 2 games in the tournament?
Right.
And ran Vanderbilt out. So Texas, I don't care who's down there. I really don't. But I'm gonna tell you what, you better watch that Duke St. John's game tonight. Tino, I got a feeling. I'm a big Duke fan, but I got a feeling Patino's going to pull it off and show out. I really do. And I can't think what else I was talking about, Paul. But, man, I love y'all. Love on you, Pete's. And God bless you, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Robert. Thank you so much. We appreciate your call. He's right. There's a good chance.
I don't think we should be tooting any SEC horn right now because Vanderbilt didn't even win 2 games in the tournament. They only won 1. They lost second round in Nebraska. And just last night, we had 3 Big Ten teams win. The Big Ten has taken over, and they got Michigan and Michigan State tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if both of those win. We have 5 of the 8 field is the Big Ten. They've taken over basketball.
That's crazy when you think of it.
Oh, it's nuts.
We're going to go ahead and go to the second line. We got Coach Green from Mosley on the line. Coach, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
We're doing fantastic. Now, you obviously have been watching all of this. If you want to, we don't have to, because Coach, you know you're a friend of the show. We love you here. You know, but you know, them Gators, they didn't do it.
No, they came up short. Made some bonehead plays. Probably played one of the worst games of the season. Still had a chance to win, and just made some mental mistakes at the end, and it cost us. So we got to watch from home now.
So let me ask you this. I know you watched some of the games last night. I don't know if you got to hear our take on the Arkansas-Arizona game, but, wow, it seemed like Arkansas just knew that they were overmatched. It was more like David and Goliath to me. It seemed like they knew that the uphill battle that they had going forward, and then to hear Calipari at the end, I know that it's his style to kind of seem like he's a tell-the-truth kind of coach, but it seemed like going into this game, he already almost knew the result, that he was overmatched and overpowered there.
Yeah, they kind of got hot in the SEC tournament and had some momentum, and they just ran off, against a really good Arizona team. And I'll be honest with you, I checked the score, and I did not watch but maybe 2 minutes of it. It was very ugly.
Yeah.
I watched the Iowa and the Illinois game. That was very entertaining right there. Or not Iowa and Illinois, the Illinois.
Nebraska.
Houston.
Houston game.
Houston, yeah.
So, so they were overmatched. Their luck just ran out, so unfortunate for them.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Since you were watching that Illinois-Houston game, how crazy, because everybody was picking Houston, obviously. Illinois had a great season, started out hot, played really good. But how surprising is it that Illinois played them so tough, where Houston's MO has always been play hard on defense, basically be in your chest the whole game. And it just seemed like Illinois was the team that was aggressive last night.
Yeah, if you watch them play, they do a great job of playing defense as well. And they don't foul, and they rebound the ball really, really well, which doesn't give you a chance, anytime you play. But the Cougars, I'll be honest with you, St. Sampson's been there. That's a really good team, but they don't score the ball. And as you saw last night, I think they scored like 20-some points in the first half, and then didn't really score a whole lot. Got garbage buckets or buckets to try to cut into the lead. But they actually struggle a lot to put the ball in the hole. Illinois doesn't. They got some really good guards on there and some really good big men. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made a run. That's how they look.
Well, and that's the thing, and Jeff was saying this to his point, to his credit, the Big Ten, what I've noticed is that their bigs pass the ball well. Arizona, their bigs pass the ball very well too, but the bigs for this Big Ten teams, they just seem like, I don't know, they have the ability to find the open man. They run a lot of back screens, back cuts after they get the ball at the top of the key with the big man, and I'm just amazed that it's working. It's like, are you scouting or not? Because it seems like they know exactly where they're going to take the ball, and they know how to throw the ball around.
Yeah, those teams are very well put together. I was really impressed with Michigan over St. Louis. Watched them that full game right there. But a lot of those teams are just well coached. They have some of the better coaches in the nation, and some of the better players as well. Each of these teams that are left have, I think lottery picks for the most part, or guys that will play in the league at some point. But they're just really good. I hate as an SEC guy that they are. So many Big Ten teams. I wish some of them would lose, I'm not going to lie. But they're playing right at the right time.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. It's been an ongoing talk while we've been going this week about Texas, and obviously they came up a little short last night. I thought that was a foul. I thought it was over the back. I'm gonna pull the card on complaining about referees because another SEC team goes down. Do you think that with the way that they were playing and how Texas really hasn't had a team that everybody talks about, would you consider Texas a Cinderella?
I would not. I think they were, a SEC team that just, squeaked by in. They've got some talent there, but they, like I said, you can be playing bad, in December and January. You get hot, get yourself in the tournament. Momentum's a crazy thing, and they found some. And I kept checking the score. I was doing some things last night, but I turned it on at the end, and yeah, they had a chance to win the game, and probably should have won the game. But I wouldn't consider Texas a Cinderella. That's the University of Texas.
Yeah, I've been trying really hard to push, and nobody's biting except for Brian over at the Lone Star Bowl House, and that's because he's a Texas guy, and anything that makes his team feel better, he's going to take it. So let me ask you this. We got about 5 minutes left. Obviously, the local team, the Commodores, have been able to get all the way to the Final Four, being a 14 seed. Talk about how great this team has gotten together, and then talk about, you being a high school coach and obviously being, seeing Coach Blue over there and the things that he's doing after just being there for 2 years now. Tell about a little bit about that team over there.
I've got to watch them in person, I believe twice. They're really, really fun. My son enjoys watching them. They need the support of this community.
Yeah.
But Coach Blue, he's put together a really great team. And, it's crazy from when I played, 14, 15 years ago over there to the talent that he gets there. And he's built a top program over there at Gulf Coast. And Trent Lincoln, his lead guard, I've been telling my coaches, I said, this is the best kid I've seen at Gulf Coast since a guy I played with named Marquise Gilstrap. And that kid can score it. He can pass it. He's going to have a big game for them to pull out, the Final Four.
Yeah.
The ladies on the other side, that's the norm for them. That they're the standard of JUCO women's basketball. So they're good as well. But just to watch, these local teams go out there and represent Panama City, it's really, really fun. I wish I could go to the watch party, but I'm out at the baseball field with my son. So I'll be watching on my phone.
Yeah, I've been watching it, and we've been having him on. He's come on the last 2 days after their victory, and they've been calling him. I called him when I first met him and first had him on the show. I called him Coach Below, and he corrected me and told me that it was Blue. And then lo and behold, on the broadcast, ESPN Plus, they call him Coach Bello. So he said yesterday that until you win, until you'll know you made it when they start calling you the right name. And so that's a good
I'll tell you this. He's probably, and it's going to be unfortunate, he's probably not going to be at Gulf Coast too long. I could see him picking up a Division I coaching gig with what he's done with that program. And it's, being from Panama City to see how, I can speak for the boys, how bad the program was. And then when I got there, we had a little bit of success. But to see him get them in the Final Four as an alum is really, really cool. And I hope he pulls it out for this city and for his team over there because he's doing a really great job.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to watch tonight. It starts at 8 o'clock. I'll have the dual screen going. And it's a really cool thing to see those guys because we also went over and enjoyed. And I took my son over there and watched them, and it was really good.
So do they have a watch party at the gym at the university?
No, they have a watch party over at Beef O'Brady's. So they had one for the girls earlier, and then the boys are going to have one as well. And I may be able to sneak over there, but just trying to get out and get the city to support these young ladies and these young men over at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven.
Yeah, so it's over there, and that's at 8 o'clock tonight. That's when the game starts, and you can go over there and get you something to drink, something to eat. It'll be an awesome time. But Coach, we appreciate you taking the time out, and maybe next week you might be able to come in the studio and talk about the Final Four coming up.
Yes, sir. If it's all Big Ten teams, don't ask me to come over there. But if a couple of them lose, I'll be over there.
Deal. Sounds great. Well, we appreciate it.
Sir.
Coach Dario Green from Mosley. We always value your time, my friend. Thank you so much. You know, he's right, though. And you're right. And you can mark it down. Bone Crusher can record it. We can make a little video of this. Jeffrey, you're right. The Big Ten has taken over in college basketball. They've won in football. Now they're winning in basketball. This is becoming to be a problem.
Yeah.
We're in the South.
Yeah.
We're Florida. We're Alabama. We're Mississippi. We're Louisiana. We're Georgia. We're Tennessee. We're Texas. We've expanded. We're Oklahoma. We're Arkansas. We don't want to just win women's sports. We don't want to win gymnastics. We don't want to win that stuff. We want to win the big ones. Football, basketball, baseball. Give us the three. Y'all can have everything else. We don't even care about hockey. We don't care about soccer. We want the champions in the big three, and it's looking really bad for the SEC.
So first it was Florida and Vandy, right? They're out. Last night it was Texas and Arkansas. When Alabama loses, you got to root for Tennessee.
Oh, gosh. We got Tennessee and Alabama tonight.
I know.
For the opportunity. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. And can Iowa State be the next Houston, the 2 seed, the dropout, where we thought we were so impressed by them, and Tennessee knocks them off? Because they're 6 seed.
Yeah.
And they've already knocked off Virginia. It's a possibility.
It is a possibility. The thing about Tennessee, and we'll talk about it after the break, but they are athletic enough to possibly push this game. And that's what I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over about these SEC schools, because so far the athleticism hasn't matched the ability to run the plays and hit the baskets.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to see a miracle tonight, especially against Michigan. So when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about tonight's games. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 7T studio line is now open.
I think this entire audience is on medication.
850-215-6290.
The bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns.
Garcia for three. Got it!
It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest?
And that might be the dagger.
The Sweet 16 resumes tonight at 6 on your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday evening. As we head into tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 65 with a gentle breeze out of the west-northwest around 9 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, sunshine and a temp near 71. In the afternoon and evening, a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Partly sunny and a high around 76. For Sunday, some clouds and a high of 72. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Let your spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and discover Kia and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. We've got new 2025 Kias on the lot. And the savings are big. Telluride, Sorrento, Sportage, Celtos, sold. K4s and K5s, hurry because they won't last. Now offering 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 K4 with $2,209 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/31/26.
Lanier in transition, hits the three, and a sign of life from Knoxville. Playing, driving right. Lob from Brazil and a two-hand slam.
6 on the clock. Now with 5. He drives on Maddox. Right elbow with 3. Spins to the foul line. Jumper up and it rattles in at the buzzer.
Don't miss any of this year's action on the road to the Final Four with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the men's NCAA tournaments.
Listen live exclusively on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Lanier in transition, hits the three, and a sign of life from Knoxville. Playing, driving right. Lob from Brazil and a two-hand slam.
6 on the clock. Now with 5. He drives on Maddox. Right elbow with 3. Spins to the foul line. Jumper up and it rattles in at the buzzer.
Don't miss any of this year's action on the road to the Final Four with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the men's NCAA tournaments.
Listen live exclusively on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Some people say our opinions are toxic. We say they're just a little terminal. The Sports Blitz.
This malpractice committee has received a few complaints against you.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for college basketball, specifically the Sweet 16. Tonight, 6 o'clock, right after the show, Duke versus St. John's, and then Alabama versus Michigan right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are excited about it. We've been talking about it, but I do want to make a few little statements of breaking news. Tiger Woods has been charged formally with DUI, driving under the influence. Now, they didn't specify necessarily if it was alcohol or if it was Benadryl, but it's something to cause him to be in the wreck. He was by himself, so Trump's granddaughter was not with him. He's dating Trump's son's ex-wife, and they are together. So, but anyway, I just wanted to why are you looking at me like that?
His son, Trump's son's ex-wife?
Yes.
That's not the granddaughter. That's the daughter-in-law. Or daughter-in-law.
She's got a daughter.
Oh, the daughter of the son.
Yeah.
Okay, you said ex-wife.
I said the ex-wife.
Oh, the ex-wife's kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm glad you're here to keep me straight.
Well, I mean, I was trying to do the math also, because if Trump is like
Please
70...
don't start doing the math. Please don't do the math. Stick to the brackets. No math.
I mean, maybe he's robbing the cradle. It sounds like it now.
No, it's not. No.
He is Tiger Woods.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Tiger is DUI, under the influence, and that's not good. It's not good for him. It's not good for golf. No. It's not good for all the stuff that he's done and what he's doing.
His investments.
Yeah, it's just a bad thing all the way around.
I mean, this is a guy who is a real estate developer. He owns restaurants. I mean, he owns a lot.
Yeah, and what's disappointing is that it was during the day before the show. I mean, and I mean, again, I'm not trying to throw stones at anybody. If you like to day drink, that's on you. But if you like to day drink and drive, then that is on you. You shouldn't do that. That's something. We not only have the billboard, we've got the T-shirt and the T-shirt and the T-shirt. Like, if you need an Uber, call them. If you got a phone, call a friend. Don't drive drunk.
Yeah.
Not
even in a golf cart.
Right.
Because you come here to the beach. You just stumble on home to your rental, right?
Right. Or call someone. If you know you're good, it's called preparation. You know, we talk about Steve Spurrier talking about always being prepared and preparing. If you know you're going somewhere where you're going to consume alcoholic beverages, why not go ahead and set that up to where, hey, you're the designated driver. And if he's not going to do that, or she, and if they're not going to do that, then have another person. Call an Uber. Put your money together.
Tiger Woods ain't taking an Uber.
He's doing something. You're telling me Tiger Woods don't have employees that work for him that would have said, hey, I'll come get you.
He's got a personal driver that could have taken him anywhere he wanted to go.
Yeah.
He should pay people to bring the bar to him.
That's right.
And then he'd have to drive home. It's at his house.
I don't know.
and to be clear, the DUI charge is not alcohol related. He blew a 0.0, but refused a urinalysis.
Yeah, so that's not a good thing.
That's a trip.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so the other news that just broke, the NCAA have lost their appeal to keep Trinidad Chambliss from not playing in 2026 football season. So Trinidad Chambliss is going to be the Ole Miss quarterback
until the next appeal.
Again.
So this wasn't in Calhoun County, I'm sure.
No.
Have we moved to Memphis, Tennessee at least
We
yet?
haven't moved anywhere yet.
Oh,
I don't know where we are. All I know is that we're tired. Everybody's fatigued on all of this. Who can play, who can't play. Let him play. I guess he's playing. He's going to be 25 years old, playing college football. But that's the new norm. So there you go.
So what's your call? You think that Ole Miss could make the playoffs
No.
with Trinidad Chambliss?
No. No.
Okay.
You know why?
Coaching?
Because they lost all their coaches. And that's the thing. When you look at college sports, it still is about coaching. And that's what their Achilles heel is going to be. So look for Ole Miss to lose at least 3 to 4 games this year and not make the college football playoff. And Pete Golden will no longer be golden. He'll be tarnished. Because he's doing some recruiting stuff, too, that I don't agree with.
Is one of the keys to the season maybe that home game against LSU?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the big ones. It's going to be what everybody's watching. Yeah. It's going to be made for TV. It's because you know as well as I do, Lane Kiffin is going to do something that's going to go viral. You know how he is. You like it. You're slapping.
No, I don't like the toxicity.
Yeah, you do.
I don't like the chant. I don't like nothing like that.
Yeah, you do.
And Florida's going to be sitting in the waiting room waiting on Ole Miss to be crippled and walk in, and maybe the Gators get a win.
Maybe the Gators can get a win over Ole Miss. That would be really good.
That's what I'm saying.
Program note, just so everybody remembers, speaking of the Gators, on Monday we're going to have Coach John Summerall join the show. Boom. We're excited about it, and we will be having Coach for the first time, so of many. So hopefully we'll have him during the season, and hopefully they can put together some big wins. And we're going to ask him all about it. We're going to ask him all about how he got there and what's the next steps and how the spring's going. And, yes, you know me. I am going to ask him, who is going to be QB1, Coach? We got to know. Are we ready to say Philo, or are we going with Jones? We got to know who's going to be the Gators' starting quarterback this year. I know who it's not going to be. It's not going to be DJ Lagway. So that way we know at least that. And so I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great interview, and curious to see how the spring has been going. I know just today they've got a coaches clinic going on. He's got Tom Coughlin, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, and John Gruden all on campus at the coaching clinic for all of the high school and college coaches and all of that to come in and get some leadership from them. And so you know as well as I do, he's going to have those guys on the sideline of his practices, and they're going to be looking at the new Gators coming in to next year. So I'm sure that's going to be pretty cool. And you never know. Here in a couple of weeks, I might try to see if I can get Urban Meyer back on with us and see what he thinks and what he thought about the spring since he's down there with the Gators.
All those guys have coached in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's pretty fantastic. I mean, that'd be a great college or a great coaching clinic to go to. Those guys are fantastic. Yep. So either way, let's get back to the March Madness. Last night's game against Illinois and Nebraska. What?
Oh, Illinois and Houston.
Houston.
Yes.
What did you think?
When Coach Green said that they jumped up on them early, it was 2-0 4 minutes into the game. Houston couldn't get anything to drop. That's not jumping anything. That's Houston just being inefficient, completely inefficient. They got beat. They did not play well. This was not the regular Houston team. I don't know what happened. It was a full moon out. They did not play well.
Do you still think Houston could have been one of the teams that could have went to the final game and possibly won it? I mean, because they looked really bad last night.
They would have to catch.
Execution was really bad.
They would have to catch Duke on an off night. If Duke even makes it there to the Final Four, because I'm not knocking UConn or Michigan State. That's a tough bracket right there now.
Well, St. John's, I mean, a lot of people do
Even
believe in Rick Pitino.
Yeah. We're looking past these teams, but it ain't all just Duke in that Eastern Regional.
How much does it really matter about matchup, though? Because it's just like Arkansas and Arizona last night. They did not match very well.
Yeah.
Arkansas would have matched up way better with
Iowa
Houston.
State or Houston.
Iowa State, all those guys.
Even UConn. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, Arkansas could have been in the Elite Eight, and we'd be talking different about them right now. But the 21-point loss to Arizona, it was just wasn't good. They were psyched out before they walked in the door. It's like playing Alabama football,
What do you
psyched out before you walk in
What
the
do you
door.
think about Iowa being able to win that game and to do the things that they've been able to do, being the higher seed that they are, and usually coming into it, you would think.
Well, you said Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa.
Oh, okay. Not a higher seed, but 9. Okay.
Yeah, they're a higher seed.
Oh,
number
higher
9.
as in like lower.
Yeah, they're
okay, I
not.
get what
They're not
you're saying.
a. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
9
sorry.
is higher than 2.
Not really, but okay.
But being the higher seed.
Yeah. Never gave up. I mean, you're down 9-2, 16-8. Twice they were down by 10 points. It was 34-24 and then 40-30. Never gave up.
And you know how I said usually after a big win, an emotional win like they got against the number 1 seed on their side of the bracket with Florida, you would think they would have a letdown. They did not. They actually played better.
Yeah.
Had they played like they played against Florida, it would have been worse if Florida would have come out as flat as they did when they played the first time.
Yeah.
Because Iowa played good basketball last night. They looked really good. How far is this going to keep going? Now, they're going to be playing Illinois now. They played during the season. And that's what's crazy. They're in the same conference. They saw each other. They know what each other does. Is there going to be a chance we come in on Monday and we say Iowa's one of the top 4 teams?
I mean, even Illinois kind of surprised me in that role because I didn't think they deserved the 3 seed, but here we are. And they got to go all the way across country. They got to travel the same amount. They're going way out in, San Jose?
Yeah.
But let's not knock the fact that you said Iowa upset Florida, and that was a big win. Nebraska beating Vandy wasn't that bad of a win either. I had Vandy. And I know it's a 4-5. I know they really didn't have they had a higher seed compared to Vandy, but it wasn't a hangover for either one of these teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that Iowa Illinois is the most unpredictable game of next round, which is this weekend.
If you look at the game, because your game last night that you said was a definite. You said put it in the bag, 100%.
I'll put money on it.
I'll put money on it. And did you?
No.
You lied.
Because we got off the air and you didn't mention anything about it, and I didn't put money down on. Because if I would have bet, I would have bet you. I do not promote betting, but.
And if you do have a problem with gambling, 1-800-PLAY-WISE. There you go. There's our deal. But when you look at, you said for sure. You said for sure. Houston.
I was wrong.
Yeah, Houston is the team. Yeah. So we're going to let you recoup. We're going to let you get a second shot tonight's game. Who's the definite? Who's for sure going to win? Is
Michigan.
It's going to be Michigan.
Sorry.
They're going to beat
Look,
Alabama.
It's nothing about you. It's nothing about your team. They're playing Michigan. And Michigan's got an extra night of rest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you see this game being a lot like what the Arizona-Arkansas game is? Because Alabama and Arkansas have a little bit of the same genre. Alabama shoots a little bit more threes than Arkansas does, and they don't have a prolific scorer except for Freiland. LeBaron Freiland is going to be a top 10, top 15 draft pick in the draft this coming year. And, I mean, he can score it, and he does seem to go after it a little bit harder than Acuff, but Is there any chance that you could see Alabama winning tonight?
No.
What about the other ones? All right, let's look at the other ones. So you got
I think
Duke.
Tennessee, Iowa State is going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to surprise people. I think that one's going to come down to the last minute.
And that's the late one.
Yes.
That's the one that's going to everybody's going to be
nodding
fall
off
asleep.
watching that game.
That's going to be the one.
Really.
And then the Duke St. John's game is coming up here at 6 o'clock. We're going to have it right here at 104.3 ESPN. When you think about Duke, when you've seen what they've done, how they've gotten here, being the number 1 overall seed, St. John's storied history, even before Pitino got there, but now you've got a Hall of Famer coach in Rick Pitino who's won championships at more than one school, who knows how to get his kids ready. He's an X's and O kind of guy. He's the oldest coach in the last 16, and John Shire's the youngest. So we got the oldest.
He's 40?
He's 38.
38.
We got the oldest versus the youngest. What do you think is going to happen tonight with Duke and St. John's?
I think Duke's got too many horses. I think the coaching is going to be an issue. I think that this will be a back and forth kind of game, but I think Duke's going to get this by about 6 or 7 points.
Do you think having the guard back, Foster comes back, do you think that's going to give them a help? Because they're going to need some help, because I'm telling you, all it's going to take, and I keep saying this, all it's going to take is for Boozer to get in some kind of foul trouble. And that's why I think when you look at Pitino, Pitino knows how to do philosophy, and his philosophies have won him championships. He's won with less than anybody else that I can think of, except for maybe Tom Izzo. And that's why I'm saying, like, is this guy, is this mastermind of a coach, Rick Pitino, is he going to be able to do something to manipulate this game to allow St. John's the opportunity to knock out the number 1 seed? We still got 3 number 1 seeds left. We've got Arizona, we've got Michigan, and we've got Duke. Florida's already gone. What do you think? Do you think it's just going to be too much Duke tonight?
Well, I think the trick is going to be a little bit of double teaming on Boozer. I don't know if people realize this, but there's only 4 players in the Sweet 16 that are top 50 shooters on the season, and Boozer's one of them. If they shut down Boozer, that's key for a St. John's win. He's
the number 1 player that's in the Sweet 16 right now, as far as everybody talks about. But when you look at Boozer, you're right. They're going to win with Boozer or they're going to lose with Boozer. He's going to be what everything goes through. It doesn't matter at the beginning of the game, in the middle, or the end. And you know as well as I do, they just about play him the whole game. He gets 38 to 39 minutes. Do you think that's going to be a factor if he's really getting in there and having to put the team on his back like he kind of did against Siena? Siena didn't have the talent that St. John's has by far.
Yeah.
But they were able to run them really close. Now, I get it. If you remember when Glenn Robinson led Michigan to their national championship, their hardest game in the tournament was against South Alabama, who ran them to a 1-point victory. But they ended up winning it all, but they didn't play like they did against South Alabama. It was just a mix. It was just a matchup problem that they didn't work very good, and they just had a lot more talent that was able to carry them over. But when you look at it, here we are with Duke. They almost lose to a Siena team that doesn't. They played all 5 of their players the whole game for the whole 40 minutes, and then now you're talking about Boozer leading this team. Could we have this possible Glenn Robinson moment?
I don't think so. They're not playing Seton Hall.
Yeah, that's true. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we'll knock down the rest of these games that we got. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
feel the burn.
We want a damn divorce.
The Red 7Ts studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Get in the game.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
It's March, which means it's tournament time at Coin and Bullion Reserve's fine jewelry. Colored gemstones are making a fast break. Emeralds, sapphires, rubies. Select colored gemstones up to 80% off. Regular prices? Benched. This is your shot to score some serious sparkle. Only at Coin and Bullion Reserve's fine jewelry. Hurry in before the final buzzer.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
The bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns.
Garcia for three, got it!
It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest?
And that might be the dagger.
The Sweet 16 resumes tonight at 6 on your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Georgia damn Bulldogs, baby.
Now back to Herschel Walker, Texas Ranger.
For you are now the original Gator hater.
It's the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
Herschel Walker and the Georgia damn Bulldogs.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Sweet 16s tonight starting at 6 o'clock. You got Duke and St. John's, Alabama and Michigan, Michigan State and UConn. And then you got the nightcap, Tennessee and Iowa State. Right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, as well, you can call in, text in on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. We got to talk about this Alabama game. Now, let me tell you, Alabama guard Aiden Holiday will not be with the team Friday when Alabama faces Michigan in the Sweet 16 in Chicago. I know you said, yeah, but I bet you didn't know this. Even though,
oh my goodness,
after an Alabama judge granted his request to travel Friday, per the statement from the school, Holloway is currently banned from all school-related activities after his felony arrest on a drug charge earlier this month. So, an Alabama judge says you can go play. But Alabama, the structural standard of the SEC, says you cannot play until this investigation is done. So applaud the Alabama Crimson Tide staff and the university for standing up and doing the right thing. The Alabama judge has declared Aiden Holiday available to travel and to play basketball. Alabama says no.
How many points a game was he averaging?
16.2 points a game, the second leading scorer for the Alabama team.
If he was averaging 25, he'd be playing.
Yeah, but he's the second leading scorer. There's not enough to go around, Bone Crusher.
They must have a good bench.
I'm just telling
you. If he was the star of the team, he would be in the game.
I can only tell you what's been reported. We are reporting the news, and this is not fake news here. I'm just telling you, congratulations, Alabama. You finally did it right, and I appreciate it. I proudly wear the crimson and white proudly today, due for a very applaud of Jeffrey.
How
Come
much
on,
weed?
A lot. Too much. And so, with that being said, do you think – I know you said Alabama doesn't have a shot. Mm-hmm. But if Alabama can win this game, do they have a shot at beating Tennessee and Iowa State? Do they match up better if they can get past this game? Because it's about matchups.
Yes. And you talk about that hangover where you have a big win, and then 2 days later you're going to be playing another team that you're not as respecting as Michigan. Yeah, they could totally win that game on Sunday.
Yeah, but this game, it's going to be really hard. Everything's going to have to work for them.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do everything right.
Michigan's going to have to be tripped up early. Alabama's going to have to score the 80 or 90-something points that they're supposed to score, because this is the highest over-under of the day, 172.5.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to score, and they've got to have Michigan get tripped up early. That's two of the keys right there.
So tomorrow's games, they're going to be different.
Yeah.
Right? So we got Arizona playing Purdue.
Purdue, yeah. And that's a 1-2.
That's a 1-2.
And the other
exactly
one,
like they're supposed to be.
And the other one's
let's don't talk about the other one. Let's talk about 1 and 2 right now. Arizona and Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the way Arizona played, you got to give them the upper hand here. Purdue's good, but can they match the athleticism that Arizona plays with and the intensity? Now, they do pass well, but Purdue passes well too from the bigs. Again, a Big Ten team slows it down. It's going to beat Purdue a lot better if they slow it down and make this a 75, 78 kind of game. But if it gets into the 80s and the 90s, Purdue's in trouble.
Okay, so what has Zona played? They played a 16, a 9, and a 4.
None of that matters.
Well, Purdue's not tested.
Doesn't matter. So
They're
that's what you're saying. So you think this is going to be worse than Arkansas? It's going to be just
no,
about
it's not
the
going to
same?
be worse as Arkansas, because they're just not going to score 109 points. But they're going to win by double digits over Purdue.
So that's
business as usual for Arizona.
So on the other side, you've got Illinois against Iowa.
A 3 and a 9, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
And when one guy in this whole group said Illinois is going to win the national championship, I said, well, this guy, he's in the top 10, but come on, man.
Yeah.
And then now what we're doing.
Yeah, we're about
talking
to
about elite 8.
Yeah. Do you
That's
think
nuts.
If you had to pick right now, Illinois is going to win, right? They're
No.
going to beat Iowa?
No.
No?
Iowa's hot, man, and they're beating teams that are good.
Yeah.
You want to talk about tested? It's Iowa. Iowa's about the most tested team in the whole thing left. I mean, what is – I mean, Houston was cold, just cold as ice.
But if you hear what Coach Green said, he said he's watched Iowa play or Illinois play.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they play a style of defense that's really tough. They have a smothering style of defense.
Yeah.
That could make a huge difference because really when you look at Iowa, you're not talking about really any stars. I mean, they've got a good player. They've got a couple of good players. They're hot. But really,
you need to look at the three-point shooting.
But you're not talking about NBA stars.
Not only was Nebraska hot from the three-point line, but Iowa they just were relentless, and they came back and they had three-point shooting the whole entire game. They weren't even tripped up at the beginning. They just were getting Nebraska was hitting everything at the very beginning, and Iowa never gave up, and that's why we don't have a show before that game.
No.
So here, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Give me Iowa.
Really? Already?
Yes. The game's tomorrow.
I know.
Give me Iowa.
I mean,
you got my picks. Iowa and Arizona.
Are you picking them because they beat Florida? Or because why?
Because the way they looked against Nebraska, the way they shot. the way they compose themselves.
Okay, but they were 13 from 30 from three-point land, 43%. Nebraska was
43%. That's really good.
Nebraska was 13 for 38.
Okay,
which is 34%, which is not bad.
Yeah, they kind of lulled at the end.
Free throws about the same.
Yeah, it was a
rebound. Nebraska out-rebounded them by 10.
Yeah.
31 to 21.
And they got the job done.
10 offensive rebounds for Nebraska, 3. See, that's why I think I'm just going to say it. I think Illinois got them. Yeah.
I was impressed by Iowa.
Illinois is probably going to get them. I mean, when you look at how – I mean, yes, they've been good. Yes, it's, they beat Florida and all of that, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was wrong about Houston.
So looking at the brackets, knowing who you've picked, knowing that that's every time you text me about the brackets, you're oh man, my picks are good, my picks are still good, I'm still good.
Yeah.
But when you look at the teams that are left,
yeah,
you still got the 3 number 1 seeds. You've got a plethora of other teams that you didn't think was going to be here. We thought Florida would be here. We thought Houston was going to be here. Virginia, we thought they were going to be here.
Yeah.
Who would you say, and step out on a limb and say who's going to be the team that we're going to say is out come Monday?
Come Monday?
Yeah.
I mean, other than Illinois?
So your pick is Illinois. You think Illinois?
I mean,
that's who the team.
Bama, obviously. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's nothing biased there. I mean, I don't know. I hope Tennessee knocks off Iowa State, but I can't guarantee it.
Can I go ahead and say who I am going with? I think Duke is going to be gone by Monday.
Wow.
And the reason is I think they're going to be able to figure Boozer out.
Okay.
If they beat St. John's and they get to UConn or Michigan State, you can go ahead and write Duke's name in. They're going to the Final Four. I don't think Michigan State or UConn is going to be able to hold up against them. I think St. John's has the best shot out of everybody left on that top side to win and, to win in the East. So when you look at it, I think tonight's game, which is going to start in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? It's going to be 5 minutes. Don't forget.
Duke St. John's.
We got you right here. 104.3 is going to have Duke and St. John's tipping off here in just a moment. I just think Duke's gonna throw an egg tonight. I think the old man's gonna impart some knowledge into the young man tonight.
Will that be the closest game, or would it be UConn, Michigan State will be the closest game?
I don't know. I don't think UConn is that good. I think Michigan State is just better. I think they're gonna be able to score. I think Fears is gonna go off. I think he's gonna play a good game. And I don't think UConn, they've lost some big games this year, and by a lot. They kind of remind me of Arkansas. It's going to be that type of game, I think. I think Michigan State, if they are able to get ahead, they're going to be able to take a charge early, and then UConn's going to play, try to play catch up, and it's just not going to work.
So out of desperation, if Bama loses, this is one of the early games, right? Second game, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to be pulling for Tennessee. How hard?
I want the SEC to be represented.
Yes.
But on the flip side of it, I don't want the Big Ten to be represented.
Well, it's Iowa State, so it's not Big Ten.
I'm saying in general.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just said Michigan State, so that's another 5 teams in the Big and finally 8. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, you kind of – I'm telling you who I think is going to win.
Yeah.
I think Duke beats Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're stuck with the bottom left corner of our brackets.
We are,
which is
a
the
lock.
South.
It's Iowa and Illinois.
It's going to be
it's automatic.
It's going to be a Big Ten team, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I think Arizona is probably going to come out of the top
and beat Purdue.
And then you got Michigan coming out. And yes, I picked Michigan to win it all, but I wished Alabama or Tennessee somehow, some way, can get through that side of the bracket of the Midwest and be able to win.
So I don't have your bracket in front of me. I missed out on Houston.
Yeah.
I did not have Florida in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Had you have one missing?
I had Florida in the Final Four.
Okay.
Yeah. I had Florida, Michigan, Arizona, and Duke all in the Final Four. So 3 of mine are still available, but we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want I don't want the Big Ten to win. So, well, we've done it. It is almost time for Duke and St. John's right here at 104.3. Thank you so much for listening. Go back and listen, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. Have a great weekend. Remember, if you need a driver, call an Uber. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Have a great weekend, everybody.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Is your boss aware that you're on live national television?
Of all the times I've talked to your producers in the back, they've never asked, they've asked me questions, they've never asked me that question. Some are, some aren't. There's your answer.
Okay. And by the way, if they have a problem with it, we will deal with them.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on